This is Cure for the Mind, and we're going to look at another video from Shock. Well, no, not another video, but I've already dealt with this gentleman, The Shock of God, and his video states how to destroy atheism in a debate easily and effortlessly every time. So he's making a pretty bold claim. The video is kind of long, so I'm gonna make a summary for it, which I have done right here. You can. And in my video, you can actually go. I'll post his video link so you can see how bad my summary is compared to his. So let's begin with my summary. Um, he makes this two questions to atheism. Is it possible or impossible for God to exist? If both are right, if both of them you say yes, then atheism is a contradiction. No, 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 no. Atheism isn't a contradiction. Atheism says God does not exist. But he says if it doesn't exist, which is his next question, then give us proof. Well, why doesn't he give us proof that God exists? And he doesn't. So the way that I learned in school was to first, if I want to disprove something, I first have to prove it. And if the process I'm proven wrong, then I'm wrong. But I fail. I fail at proving this God existence. And there we go. So he says that atheists go into a panic. No, we don't go into a panic. I guess some do go into a panic because they can't answer it because they're really doubtful of atheism. But no, God doesn't exist, and we're trying to prove God's existence, and we can't. Why can't we prove God's existence? See, that's easy. And he says that atheists embarrass themselves. Well, no, that's pretty embarrassing when we can't provide you, when you can't provide me God's existence. That's embarrassing. And embarrassing more to you would be that we're trying to prove your God existence and we can't. That's even more embarrassing to your faith. So he even calls, if you try to question him, he calls you embarrassing because you're atheist. You're embarrassing. And that's the stereotypical belief of all Christians. Because in the book it says, the fool that knows God exists and still denies him is a fool. And, basically, that's how you get around other people who doesn't believe like you, which is kind of pathetic. He also goes in the other thing. He says, are parts of the Bible true? It's embarrassing. He says it's embarrassing to say it isn't. And he also does a claim. He also does this little thing right here. He says, then you got them. You got them. If the parts are true, then you got them. Because then Jesus is mentioned in the Bible. Well, just because parts of the books is true doesn't mean Jesus is true. Because I can grab any book, any fiction book, and I can find truth in it, but also a lot of fiction in it as well. Let's take my favorite author, Christopher Pike, The Last Vampire. There's a lot. There's Krishna, there's Jesus, there's really good stories in there. I would like to prove that are true or not, because they're really good stories, but they're fiction. I can't prove that Alyssa Pernay is an actual character. I can't prove that she is, and I can't prove that she isn't. But I'm going to try. That's the same thing for the Bible. So just because some parts are true does not mean Jesus is true. So that's not... Alright, so let's go on to his next topic. He goes into morality of beliefs. So is it morally right to steal from your boss because you have a starving kid and a starving wife? No, of course not. It's wrong. People do it, yes. Even Christians do it too. They steal. But it's not morally right. If somebody were to tell me I have my kids are starving and stuff like that, and I would tell them, well, go get cans and sell them, go get other jobs, do your best to provide better. Don't just go steal, because not only is it wrong, you'll probably end up in jail, and your wife and kids will probably end up worse off. But fine, that's a good example. But let's also go to example back when Hitler used to rule Germany, and a lot of Jews were being tortured and killed and whatnot. Let's go look at that. If you were there, would you, and you had a Jew hidden in your, below on those, hideaway boards and stuff like that, and they came knocking at your door like, we're looking for Jews, do you have any in here? Would you lie and say, no, I don't have anybody in here? Or would you tell the truth and say, yeah, he's down there? See, there's some examples that you do have to lie. Stealing, I don't think anybody should steal, but then you go again into love, and then you say, well, they stole my heart, and they're happy they stole their heart. But that's something else. So there's a lot of contradiction in the Bible. Just because some of it is true doesn't mean all of it must be true. If evidence is presented to me, doesn't mean I have to believe it. It means I have to question it to try to believe it. But I'll listen to you. And then he goes about saying that atheism only offers death, and the theistic view offers eternal life. Well, at one point, I'll get bored out of my mind if I'm eternally alive. But okay, let's say the soul that is in me, they say that is correct and true. Then I won't, if my soul doesn't need my body because my body has failed, then I would go, visit the stars, the suns. It can't hurt me. I'm going to go, off. And if it isn't true, then I die. How do we know that it is true? Well, we do get some claims about, what's it called? The experience, out of body experience. And really, how many death can you say, hey, shake on and say, hey, what's it like in there? Or if he's out of his body, hey, what's it like in there? Looking up at the ceiling, hey, where are you at? What's it like up there? Only if he returns to the body. But isn't that just chemical process, about your brain? Because there's a lot of things about the brain we can't understand. So really, is it possible to destroy atheism? No, it's not possible. Because first you have to try to contradict it, which is fine. You can try to contradict it, but it's not contradiction. It's just hard to prove that something doesn't exist. It's like saying, does this exist in my hand? And of course you can't see me, but does it exist in my hand? And you're like, does what exist? God existed right here in my hand. Try to disprove that. What? You're crazy. You go to a nut house. You give people superstition and you offer them eternal life, and then you get followers. Because, I don't know, they don't know how to think for themselves. Which I should implore you to let them think for themselves. Don't just tell them, here's God, and you should believe in him. Alright, let's go believe in God. But they forget to ask why. Why? Because if you don't, you're stupid. Which is, the same thing as a fool. You're a fool if you don't. You're like, well, shit, I don't want to be a fool. And then the atheist is like, wait a minute. What? What? You're a fool because I question? Because I don't believe? I'm a fool? It's pretty sad there. So, please look at his video. Go to his website. He has his website down below his video, so I just have to, give that link to you guys, and you can click on his name. It'll take you to his other videos, and you can also go to his website to debate him. If there's an atheist out there that wants to debate him, because I have quite a lot of things to do, please go debate him with my answers, and trust me, if he comes up with something more, I can give you better answers. I can give you more answers to other things that he might claim to do. But for this video, it's pretty much no. This video is destroyed by my questions and my answers. So was it easy to destroy atheism? No, it wasn't. Sorry, buddy, it wasn't. So he also claims that other Christians have, other atheists have become Christian. Well, that's great. That means that they were willing to believe how you believe. I don't know. They weren't strong enough to keep away from the stupidityness, which I'm calling Christianity now. But okay, well, this is Cure for the Mind and Shock of God. Please answer my questions from my previous YouTube emails, and also please, come to my channel and try to debate me there. I provide the environment for you to debate me. You can email me back to this channel, and it'll be fine. All right. Well, this is Cure for the Mind saying that's a sweet ride, Mister Shock of God. Bye.